Good morning, Martine. Thank you so much for
Good
being here
morning.
and presenting Hacking the Wellbeing Code. Like, I love your book because just, it's a pocket book. It's a book that everybody should take everywhere. It's one of those books. So full of good stuff. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your life, like how you came to get to the point where you actually put it all down in words, because what you've done is take so much life experience with therapists and distill it into something that people can actually use quite easily. It's a tough kind of thing, talking about healing, emotional intelligence, deep causative factors, etc., etc. We can go deep and serious, but you've brought a lightness to it and a joy in doing the exercises, a real exploration. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean that was the idea is to make it really basic and simple for people to understand what is energy, what are the basic concepts of energy, and how to apply them in your life. So what I mean by energetic intelligence is basically your ability to be selective about the quality of input you put into your being, like physical input, mental, emotional, spiritual. So something that resonate with you and not in disharmony with you. And also, like keeping that balancing dynamic of energy. So everything flows. So, and the most important aspect of energetic intelligence is the ability to read the body energetic talking to you through symptoms. So it's like that's why I do a lot of tuning in with people. Like, like they come with pain somewhere or anxiety or whatever it is, I allow them to or facilitate them to connect with that symptom, which is basically the door to open to that inner wisdom inside that actually, as soon as you go into that symptom and connect, the energy takes over and guides you exactly where you need to go. And it's just like magic. So it's just like so powerful.
Yeah.
So, but helping people be aware, noticing the shifts in energy. And
Mm.
then as soon as they notice, be curious about, I wonder what's the difference like? What did they do? What happened? So then they can take action and remedy and go back to balance.
Mm.
So it's something that people are not really doing very much at all because they often rely too much on external treatment to help them
Mm.
instead of really trying to find out what's the body trying to say, right? Because your body is your best friend, right? It will never stop warning you if you move away from your center alignment, right? And you go in tangent, like he's going to scream at you if you don't listen. So this is when people get into chronic illnesses, right? So the aim of this book is to wake people up to the power they have to actually do something before they get really sick
Oh,
and
yeah.
change the course of that energy and transmute whatever they need to transmute.
Mm.
So, yeah, if people do that, it's very hard to be chronically ill.
Yeah, very hard. And I think, you know, I love that you say that it's very hard to be chronically ill. It really is. And it's like we've got cotton wool in our ears sometimes because it starts off with little symptoms, doesn't it? It can start off
Yeah.
with a tingle or a niggle, and then it gets to be a little bit, hey, you didn't hear me, here's something.
Hey, and then bang, bang, right? It's like, are you
Excuse
going to listen?
me.
Yeah,
You've got a full-blown
yeah,
heart condition now. Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
So it's not
And,
that it's not that you it's not that one is capable necessarily all the way to death to stay pristine and super healthy, etc., etc. But you can stay much healthier than we think we
of
can.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, life happens, and the key to health is the adjust, like the capacity to adapt and become resilient and restore balance as fast as possible. So it's not that you are, 100% all the time. That's not life. But it's like you move a little bit out and then come back very quickly, right? But if you move way out of your balance, then it's painful, right?
Yeah.
And that, when I interview people in the clinic, like they all had warning signs years before, right? But they didn't listen, right? So
Yeah.
that's my own main purpose in with writing the book is to make sure that they listen to their body, right?
And I love that you take that locus of control back into the person. Of course, you can,
Totally.
yeah, sometimes
Why? Because healing comes from within.
mhm, mhm,
They have to go in. They have to go in. You can have any treatment you like on the outside. That
mm,
will make it easier, more comfortable, and speed up a little bit. But if you don't do the inner work and you change and transmute the energy from within, it
mm,
will come back. I have
mm,
people, they took herbs, they took this, they took that. It still comes back because nobody has helped them change the energetic that is actually causing the problem.
mm, mm,
So unless you tune in and really explore where is happening and what is, bringing that forth and what's the message of the body, what does your body want you to change to stay more balanced, it will come back because the body will never give up warning you. If you
yeah,
didn't get it, it will come back.
yeah,
People go and have surgery, take the tumor out, and guess what? 6 months later, it comes back somewhere else, right? You only take the symptom out. You don't change anything.
mm.
So that's not healing.
No, and healing is not for the faint-hearted, is it? Especially if you get to the further end of the scale, it's so much better to be able to go, oh, that feels odd. I
Of
want to get
course.
out, as opposed to have to
Yeah.
deal with the whole shebang further down the
Yeah.
track. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think, your book is great for helping people come back into really acute awareness, to actually be present to their body and their spirit. We've fallen
Yeah.
so far away from that capacity because the television is on, the radio is on,
Mm.
we're driving the car, we're zooming, we're trying to sleep, but we're not sleeping, we're eating stimulating food. All of those things mean that you can't actually be here enough to have that deep, rich conversation with your body. So that feels to me like
Yeah.
one of the main messages in this book. Yeah.
Yeah. And also not to rely completely on the external treatment. We are brainwashed to, take a pill, do this, continue what you're doing, no problem. Just take a pill, right? Doesn't work. I mean, this is the paradigm we have to shift.
Mm,
Right? It's like we need to start becoming much more responsible for our own health, right? Because you are the expert on your body.
mm,
You are. You know everything about you, right? Nobody else. That's
mm,
why I work with a lot of receptive imagery. Like, when they tune in and they feel a heavy weight on the chest, that's, I invite them to check like how does it look like, and then if it's like a break on the chest, then that's a powerful image that we start investigating and exploring more, and then the energy guides you to where you need to go. So it's like the entry point to how do I actually heal this, right?
yeah.
So
We're,
the power is within. The power is in that person. And they know their body knows everything how to heal. It's just you can't do it if you're not connecting or if you're doing everything wrong, to not
mm,
supporting the body, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So the person has to be engaged. When you do energy work, if the person is lying down flat doing nothing, expecting you to fix it, it doesn't work. So they have to be engaged because they are doing the healing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not the practitioner. Practitioner doesn't do it. It facilitates the healing, but the healing is from within all the time. People have done healing, they were terminally ill on the death's door
Mm,
without any other treatment. They made the shift inside. They
mm,
walk out, healed.
mm,
So it's, doesn't need the external treatment, but it's okay
mm,
to have it.
mm.
But the power is within. The healing is from within.
Yeah, it so is from within. And I've often said to my clients the same thing, that, you have to be able to do the work. It's like you need to be the warrior. You've expressed it beautifully in your tag for the book, which is the fact that it's a martial art, that well-being is a living martial art. And so
Yeah. Because what a martial artist does is like he walks through life nice and relaxed. But if something happen or danger happen, he immediately attends to it, sort everything out, assess everything okay, back to peace and
Mm.
follow the line. Right? So it's immediate action in perfect alignment. And so this was I put the image in the book of the gesture of
Mm.
martial art because it embodies all the energy of the book, like respect, heart energy, right? Inner yang, action, rest. It has a lot of symbolic meaning
Mm,
into that gesture, which is basically an image that symbolizes the whole book, energetic,
yeah. Well, it's
being
also
in that.
a beautiful call to action because, we have been
Mhm.
told again that something happens to you, you immediately reach outside yourself. In fact, look at us. Here we are, Soul Advisor, 168 different modalities. And that's by no means the sum total of the traditional complementary integrative healthcare modalities in the world. And by no means.
Mm.
There's thousands and thousands. And then there's all the medical model options as well. So, different ways to encourage people to
Yes.
that conversation with their body and to be treated.
Yeah.
I guess one big principle for me in traditional complementary integrative healthcare is for people to take that responsibility. It's not like some of
Yes.
my clients who've been off to have their gallbladder out, and now they say they can
Yep.
eat any cheese that they like or anything that they like without getting sick.
Yep. Yeah. And like you can do energetic work with any modality. It doesn't depend on the modality. It depends on how the practitioner uses and engages the person. So, yeah, I heard of a surgeon who actually prepares the patient before surgery with different hypnotic suggestion that everything is going to be fine, the healing is happening. Like, so he prepares that, he explains everything to the patient, it engages them to do imagery, then does the surgery. When he does the surgery, he calls on his angel to guide his hands, and then, um, follow up with different things with the patient. So that's an energetic way of doing surgery,
Yes.
right? So it doesn't matter what you do. It's just people need to start really understanding that the power that people have to heal from within and maximize that with whatever they're doing.
Yeah. 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 So true. And so tell us a little bit about how you've laid this book out. How have you constructed it?
Well, um, how it started is that I had this frustration, like how can I, support people to wake up to what they're doing? Because, I had so many chronic ill patients who were not doing this. So I had this thought about doing the book. And then I went to a session with a mentor of mine who did the oracle session, which is when they channel things. And the first thing the oracle said to me, he said, "So when are you writing your book?" So that was the click.
Yeah.
And then within a few months, it was in 2016.
Yeah.
And then I started writing the book, and then it was published in December 2016.
Oh, that was quick.
So, yeah, because I had it all ready. Like it was all, fermenting until it's like, okay, we have to bring it out. So it was this strong impetus to really move and do it, and it
Mm.
felt amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you to that oracle. That was great that they brought the
Yes.
conversation out to happen with you. Yeah. So
Yes.
when
Yes.
when you got writing, when you started the whole process of putting pen to paper, was it easy? What was your mechanism? Did you get up in the morning and write, or did you just write when you had time, or did you devote your life to it, or how?
Um, well, I mean, it was like a focus. So whenever I had time, I will write,
Mhm.
or whenever something will flow, I will write. So I didn't have a particular standardized kind of schedule, but the intention was very strong, and so whatever time was there, I will do it. Yeah. And once you have a deadline, because I had a deadline with the publisher, so then that makes you, do it properly. So
Focus.
yeah, and everything started flowing as I was, checking the chapters and things like, yeah, everything started flowing. When it was just meant to be around that time.
Yeah, beautiful. And so
Yeah.
you found a publisher, did you, before you started?
Well, I published with the Balboa Press,
Oh,
the
okay.
part of the Hay House
Yes,
in America.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it
Yeah.
difficult to
So,
engage with them, or how did that happen?
no, that was fine. They sent me a link or something, and then I sent the idea of the book, and then they say, yeah, we'll do it. So
Okay, great.
yeah, and then I have a publisher in France. The book is published in French as well.
There you go. Did you also
Yeah.
translate it in French?
Yep.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'm French, so it was
Yes.
okay.
You
Yeah.
are. And so
Yeah.
tell me, have more, just out of interest, have more copies been bought in French or English? What's the
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not following that side as much as I could do. But yeah, well, whoever is meant to read it will read it.
Yes,
But
absolutely. And hopefully by the time we finish with it, more people will read it.
yeah.
So, so tell us just how you've laid the book out. Your chapter structure is great. It's
Well, because it goes through the different basic concepts,
Mhm.
right, of energetics. So there's a little introduction about well-being, energetic intelligence, and then looking at all the concept of like being one with, the universe, one with your body, mind, that the concept of oneness, and then the concept of balance, right, in a yang, in the Chinese system. To balance is health, right? The closer you are to balance, the healthier you are. And then aligning the three core centers, right? Talking about the head center, head mind, heart mind, and then action mind, right?
Mm,
When they are aligned, particularly if the mind and the heart are aligned, then the action flows naturally,
mm,
right? So the importance of a lot of people, they think one way, but they feel the opposite. So nothing can happen, right? It's not
mm.
going to flow because there's discordance, right? So that very powerful concept. And then the four stages of um, managing the energy, the five dynamics of like looking at the five elements of Chinese medicine in a simplified way,
Mm,
all the different aspects that links to well-being, and
mm.
then talking about briefly about the seven centers of the channel, the chakra system, and then living is an inside job. So then the last chapter is very much about the process of tuning in. And the second book will be primarily focused on that to help people like really use many ways to actually tune in and explore from within themselves.
The
So
second book. Fantastic.
second book, yes.
Oh, okay.
So that would be more like, you know, very practical and very focused on how to actually connect with your inner magic
Mm,
that
mm.
makes everything different.
Beautiful. I wonder whether we should ask you to read a little bit of the book from whichever part you
Yes, that
like,
can
just to
be.
give us a feel.
Yeah, it's maybe probably the best thing would be the in, like the basic introduction of well-being as energetic intelligence.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So, I mean, probably most of this you might know, but it's very important to remember and actually apply it. That's
Mm.
the thing.
It,
So, energy is the currency of life of your well-being. Actually, the way people manage their money is very accurate to show how they manage their own energy. It's exactly the same. So the harmonious connection, the flow and balance between the various aspects of your energies, meaning physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, is the fundamental base of a state of well-being or ease. All life is based on energetic interactions. Energy is what enables every single function of your body, as well as in the universe. And apart from being aware of your personal energy, you also need to start noticing the energy in the space around you. The energy field of a room full of computer or intense stress has a different impact on you than a room filled with happy, laughing children does, right? So you may be familiar with the art of Feng Shui, the sophisticated Chinese knowledge designed to create a suitable and beneficial energy field for your environment by reorganizing what is around you to optimize your personal energy. That makes life much easier. But having said that, no matter what energy field is around you, your energy, when it's clear, when it's calm and flowing and strong, will easily override the outer challenging field. This is why it's so vital to manage your energy in the modern world, which is filled with massive interferences that can be detrimental to your sensitive personal energy. We as human beings are instrument for gathering and transforming energy, and in that process we grow. So you do not really need an app to know your energy and what it is doing. You can just feel it, right? So the vibration of well-being is very close to the vibration of happiness. When there is an inner current of joy, which is our natural state. So from an energetic point of view, dis-ease is disorganized energy, disconnection from your core energy, discomfort, distortion of perception, disruption of flow, or dysregulation, dysfunction, or disharmony. Well-being, on the other hand, is organized, is orderly and flowing energy. So there's a sense of connection with yourself, with others and source, and there's a sense of peace. So you're aligned with your true nature.
Mm.
That's well-being, right? So you can think of your energy as vitality, life force, and the capacity of your being to function appropriately and orderly. Energy cannot normally be seen, but everyone can feel it. And it's especially evident when you practice Qigong, yoga, Tai Chi, and martial art. And energy is directed by your mind, conscious or unconscious, and emotions, which come from your perception. Any change in your thoughts will have an immediate effect on your energy, which will manifest through your body. Every thought has a biological consequence. This is easily assessed through muscle testing. And you just remember last time you blushed, you had one thought, and your cheek go pink, right? I had a psychiatrist once as a client, and he was adamant there was no connection between mind and body. That was 30 years ago. Anyway, so I asked him, I said, what happened when you blush? You have a thought, and your body goes pink? And he had no answer. Okay. And energy is nourished by quality food, quality liquid, breath, sunlight, exercise, rest, but also through quality impressions, right? And of course, the richest nourishment for energy is love and spiritual connection.
Mm.
And energy is drained by overdoing things, right? Meaning overusing or wasting energy, like overworking, over exercising, over sexual activity for your own body, overeating, overthinking, over feeling for too long. So, an undernourishment will also weaken your energy and will lead to losing connection with your heart. So, everything is relative to the context, right? You can skip a meal, which is not usually a healthy practice, but it will have a different effect on your physiology depending on why you didn't eat or the situation. For instance, you are excited while doing something and you're so excited that you forget to eat. That's different from if you have 10 deadlines and you're highly stressed, very hungry, but you have no spare minute to refuel.
Mm.
So the energy state you are in while you're eating also will impact your digestive system. On the other hand, the energy state of the cook who has prepared your food is one of the main ingredients in the food,
Mm.
right? In Japanese temples, only the highest evolved monk is selected to prepare the food for the other monks. Uh, and then I go into like toxicity, which is a very major problem in the world, and looking at not just the outer toxicity, but the internal toxicity that people have by indulging in heavy thought or heavy emotion, right? So we can't afford anymore doing that with the world we're living in, right? So
Mm.
yeah, and also energy is optimal when you live authentically.
Yes.
An authentic piece of art is an original, uh, meaning that it was designed by its creator's energy. Living authentically means living according to the unique core spirit we come in with.
Mm.
Our original creative source, of course, is love and light. Each person is a unique signature piece from that source energy. So our challenge is to stay true and connected with it.
Mm. Mm.
And there's a beautiful Chinese proverb, the energy gets restless when you operate away from that core self. And that what brings tension in the body. And the Chinese proverb says, tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are, which is very true. If you're, authentic and living your life naturally, there's no tension, right? But if you're trying to impress people or be someone else, you tension everywhere, right? It's very uncomfortable.
Simple
So,
as Martine.
very true.
It's
Very
so
true.
such a simple little succinct statement, isn't it? It's like boom,
Yeah.
which is
Boom.
what your book does the whole way through. You go, oh, uh-huh, of course, yes.
But, they're simple, very basic, fundamental things that people, internally probably know, but they don't apply. They
Hmm.
don't use the power of, understanding these concepts. It's one thing to know them, but how do you apply this in your life?
Mm. I think that's why I said I think it's a great pocket book because it's got, no
Yeah.
matter when you open it, it just takes you back into, oh, duh, remember,
Yeah.
stop the distraction and just come back
One of
to
my
it.
patients, one of my patients carrying it in her bag all the time. She's in the bus. She she uses it. She's so funny.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've got mine on Kindle, so it's with me.
Right. Right.
Very, very helpful.
Yeah. It's just a reminder. It's just a reminder.
Just a reminder.
We know what to do and we know, what's best for us. It's just we need to listen, we need to pay attention, and we
It's
need to do it.
the strengthening of that muscle, though, isn't it? The
Yes.
strengthening of the muscle
Yes.
to come back to this immediate now. And nothing is wrong once you're in the now, because as soon as
That's
you
right.
feel like, wow, look where I actually am, then everything's
Yep.
fine. It's when you start going
Yep.
into the future and oh no, 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 into the past that it gets very confusing.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the A3 code? Just
Oh, I forgot. This is the basic code to actually maintain that well-being. So first one is be aware. So nothing moves unless you're aware. Okay.
mm,
And then there's different step in that. And then take action, right? Immediately. So as soon as you notice something is out of order, you do something, right?
mm,
You change, you balance, you release, whatever it needs to be done.
mhm,
And then you keep assessing. So after you complete that, then you assess. So what did I change and what is the result of that? Do I need to change anything else? Is there, I'm okay now. So then I can move again, like the martial arts. You notice, take action, and then assess. Danger is gone. We go, right? So
mm.
that's the basic three-step of monitoring what's going on. And
Okay.
then there's a basic four-step in really managing your energy. So again, mindfulness, which is when everything starts, and then management, which is basically where most people will come to practitioners for some support or help or facilitation. And that's when we support them because it's always easier to work with someone else. Always. It's much tougher to do it by yourself, right? That's why we have so many modalities and things, and everything has a place, right? We just need to select the appropriate modality for whatever is happening. And
Mm,
then once the crisis is over, now the key is to how do I maintain my health now,
mm,
right? You can't go back to the old pattern because now in a different direction. So the maintenance pattern, this is where they need to apply their skills and practice what they have learned from the inner wisdom and the skill of the practitioner. And then once they do that, then they basically manifest an amazing life of much more harmony and, creative, manifestation.
mm.
But these are the four steps as well. Yeah.
It's a pretty easy acronym to remember. So you've got
Yeah.
AAA, which is awareness,
Yeah.
action, assessment,
Action assessment.
and then
And
you've got
then mindfulness, management, maintenance, and then manifestation.
right. I think I can do that.
Yeah, anyone can do it. It's just a matter of doing it, right?
Yeah, it's a matter
And
of
that's where practitioner of all kinds can come up and facilitate that. But my message to practitioners is that making sure they really engage the patient from within,
mm,
no matter what they do, no
handing
matter what they
the
do.
handlebars, handlebars.
Well,
And
it's a teamwork. It's a
yeah,
teamwork.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not fix me. It's like
Mm,
we facilitate your recovery. We work together, right? But the patient does 80% of the work. I do 20%, right? Because all the work of the change is occurring within while the tuning and the energy take them through transmutation of that.
Yeah. And you're right.
If we don't engage the patient, we lose 80% of the results.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yep.
you always know that you've hit a bit of a tricky practitioner if that person is saying, I can fix you, because nobody fixes
Yep.
everybody.
Nobody can fix anybody. We're here to facilitate and making sure they do the work and they stay when there's discomfort. Sometimes you do a process and whoa, something happens or they release something, but it doesn't last. All it needs is to be expressed and then it flows. And then, whoa, okay, now they feel taller, they feel tingling, they feel like the energy has transmuted, right?
Yeah.
That's the magic of energy work. You transmute whatever is interfering with your being, health, right?
Mm.
And only the person can do that, right? We can only facilitate that. But the transmutation is done from within. You read every autobiography of people who have recovered from, terminal cancers or MS, anything, right?
Mm.
They all did that 100% or 150%, right? No
Mm.
matter what else they were doing. They
Mm.
did that inner transmutation.
Mm.
There's no way you can recover from, major chronic illness if you don't do that.
No,
No way.
you have to be a
No way
warrior
at all.
or a martial artist. You must, you have to.
Yeah, it's not war. It's not a war with the body. You're just martial artist, transmutation of the energy. It's like a alchemy,
Yeah.
right? It's just not you're not fighting the body. You are understanding what the body is trying to tell you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like cancer doesn't happen overnight. It takes years to build, right?
Mm.
By the time you see the tumor, it's a bit late, right?
Mm.
But when you look at the history of the clients, they had multiple warning, right? That something was going wrong. Like, please wake up, right?
Mm.
And so some people need like the big diagnosis to wake up, right?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
they do wake up, they still reverse everything, but it takes a bit more work and a bit more intensity, right?
Yeah.
Much easier to notice what's going on early time.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's the message.
It's a
Pay
beautiful.
attention. Unless you enjoy suffering, there's a way out. You need to pay attention and, listen to the whispers of your body.
Yeah.
The
And
body is so intelligent. I'm always stunned the wisdom that comes through when you do the process and how, the person gets that insight from within is just amazing.
it is quite remarkable, isn't it? And the depth of that insight, and the out of the blue nature that can sometimes happen is yeah, it's hard not to believe
Yeah.
that there's a whole ecosystem out there of energetic beings and energy just there to there to work with us. We're part of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you ask for help, it's right there. Right.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Right
but
there.
there, it's like we've been brainwashed to leave that responsibility to,
Yeah. Yeah.
people outside. We haven't been taught that we can heal and we are the one who can heal, right? And so it's just a shift in perception that, the body is not bad or, broken or anything like that. It's trying to talk to you, right? Symptoms are the way the subconscious mind talks to you
Mm.
through the body.
Yep.
Because when you're in pain, you pay attention, right?
But it's also how we learn, of course you're
Yeah,
going to
and
go
how
off.
we learn.
So, a symptom then just says, okay, you've gone a little too far off center now. What can you do? How can you learn
Yeah.
more to come back? And so every time you have a symptom and you learn a little bit more, then you become wiser and more able. Yeah.
And this is how we grow. We are spirits, right? On this earth, here to learn and grow and develop, right? So you can grow through, paying attention and becoming wise as soon as you can, or you can learn through pain, your choice, right?
Yes. Your
But
choice.
we are here to grow, so which way you choose is you, right? You have free will. You can choose.
Mm.
But basically, every experience is part of our growth process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, like if you like Bruce Lee said, be like water, right? Just flow with whatever happens. Then you learn much faster and much more comfortable.
Yeah.
But if you resist, which most people do, and that's why they're sick, then it's painful.
Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not resist. Let's
Let's
all
not
be.
go there, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, Pascal or Janine, if you have anything to add or ask.
Oh no, I totally agree with everything
Yeah,
Martin said. It's exactly what I believe. Totally.
that's right.
Totally,
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, most practitioners will, be in the same line. I mean, Dr. Riri was the same. She's tapping into the inner of the patient the same,
Yes.
right?
Mm, mm,
So, but a lot of practitioners out there are still not doing that, right? They still forget to really involve the client from that space.
but it's getting better too, Martin, in that sense, isn't
Getting
it?
better,
As you
getting
were
better.
talking about your surgeon friend, that
Yeah,
we with the that this technology of energy, of spirit is becoming more acceptable. So
yeah.
hopefully.
It's just, every modality has a place and we need everything. It's just adding that dimension that makes it much faster and much more powerful.
Mm.
So,
Much more
yeah,
useful, it's not so
much
useful
more
to develop
useful.
a tumor,
Yeah,
have it out, develop another one without
yeah.
actually using that experience to go to root cause. Yeah.
When the body makes a tumor or produces, what is it doing? It's condensing or accumulating all the toxin in one place
Yeah.
to make sure you don't poison the whole body, right? So that's the body wisdom doing the tumor,
Mhm.
right? So the danger is that when you do a biopsy and you disturb that, you
Mm.
start spreading the toxins, right? So
Yeah.
we need to understand the wisdom of the body and what it's doing before we disturb it, right?
Mm.
And make more problem.
Yeah. And I think you might have just seen Janine's comment there. Can you see? Thank you, Martine.
Yeah.
That was simple and fascinating. A great reminder. And I love your passion for energy. Wonderful discussion.
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of training with Nature Care College. And so the whole training is about practicing and, embodying all this concept. So
Yeah.
the whole course is actually a therapy for a year
Yeah.
because they move through their whole transformation as they're learning.
Yeah.
So that, learning and healing is two sides of the same coin
Yeah.
because you can learn and do the healing while you're learning, or you can heal and learn from within in tuition, right? Tuition from within, and
Yeah.
then you want to learn more.
Yeah.
So you can't separate learning and healing is one coin.
It's such a thirst once you understand what you're dealing with.
Yes,
It's like
yes,
so many of our practitioners have multiple modalities because of,
yes,
like you, like
yeah.
how many prongs do you have?
Use whatever, you synthesize everything, and then intuitively it comes through as you work.
Mm, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
And like it's just such a rich and exciting process of discovery, becoming a therapist or a practitioner or a healer or whatever you want to
yeah,
call it, isn't it? Because you reconnect. You have to reconnect. If
yes,
you're going to be a healer, that's what you're directing or showing your client. Yeah. So it's beautiful. As you say,
yeah.
healing, learning, two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. And it's all unique to each person. There's never a boring moment. It's like you never know how the healing is going to, manifest and what imagery will come up. And it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Very fascinating kind of work. I couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, nor I. Well, I'm just it's clear that you have your clients, your patients, your what do you call the people that come to see you? Clients?
Uh, Clients? Yeah.
Yep. Everybody says that a little different. Anyway, so your clients that come to see you have been your teachers. You can see how much you've learned along the way too in your
Yes. Yes.
and what
I
work.
mean, they taught me how the body is so resilient and so magnificent into the power it has within. I mean, it just blows my mind all the time. It's just amazing. So yeah, we are very powerful being and we don't know.
Oh,
We
that
don't
is
know.
such a great final message that we are such powerful beings and we have no idea
Yes.
really of this
Yes.
where it can. Please, like my prayer is that we through our work help people
Yes,
understand that the magnificence never ends. You can just keep
that's right.
expanding into that
That's right.
incredible magnificence that we're all part of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Soul Advisor does an amazing job of that. So thank you so much.
And
Yeah.
may we continue to do it and support people like you, Martine, and you, Pascal, and you,
Yeah.
Janine, to be out
Yeah.
there doing your incredible work in the world. Together we're stronger. That's just how it is.
That's right. That's right. And it's about cooperating and understanding each other and working together. That's the future of medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Beautiful.
If we form a strong grid, then everybody who comes
Yep.
into our grid can be regridded more strongly. So that's
Yeah.
what we're doing. Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you
Be-
so much for coming on and sharing with us. That was really
Thank you,
inspiring.
Pascal. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Martine. It
Thank you,
was
Kate.
great. I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martine. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Have a beautiful
Bye.
Saturday out there.
Bye.
Bye.